Okay, here we go. Grab the skull. Now run, Gragore! Hello there, and welcome back to Roguecraft. You've caught me out collecting skulls again. Ah, good. Got a creeper that time. They're the harder ones to get since the charged creeper has to go first. But for now, since it looks like the thunderstorm is over anyway, let's go back and see what I've been doing at the base. It's time, my friends. Time to dig a big hole. Why are we digging a big hole? Because we're going to fill it with stuff. What stuff? All the stuffs. That's what. But seriously, the plan is to hollow out this mountain here and take it down to bedrock. Now please keep in mind that at the time this was recorded, 1.18 wasn't released yet. Yes, I'm that far behind. And so bedrock is down at Y5 and 6. The plan is to then fill that hole with as many farms as we can, starting with a creeper farm. Right now, with all the flying I've been doing, I'm running dangerously close to being out of gunpowder. I need to fly, and if I don't make this farm now, I'll have to... Oh, I just can't bear to think about it. I mean, if I don't make this farm, I'd have to pay someone else diamonds for rockets. Brrr. Gives me chills just thinking about it. And what would a Gragore build be like without the obligatory, I forgot to turn on the camera moment? So, yeah, I forgot to turn the camera on. You didn't miss much, though. Just, dug the hole down to bedrock, filled all the gaps in the bedrock with glass, built a platform for minecart track, and here we are, placing that track. There. All caught up. So the plan here is to go with a simple, small creeper farm using the cats in minecart style. With the villagers constantly doing their sexy dance around the base, it's become overrun with cats. Might as well put them to use. So here you can see the completed minecart track. The minecart will run through the whole platform and grab all the items from the magma block layer above it. Basically, the creepers spawn on a platform, see the cat on the platform. The creepers are so scared of the precious little kitties that they run off the platform only to land on the magma blocks, which burn their little tootsies until all that's left is wonderful, wonderful bundles of gunpowdery goodness. Here you can see the full layer of magma blocks. The empty space in the center will be covered by the spawning platforms, and the block in the center of that is to mark the, well, the center. It should be said that I have absolutely no idea who originally designed this farm, but after looking at several styles, this one seemed to be the best fit for me. I need gunpowder, but not tons and tons of it, and I really want to keep the lag of my base to a minimum, and this farm, along with every other farm I plan to squeeze in here, will be constantly loaded when I'm at the base. So instead of making a 10 to 15 layer creeper farm, I'll probably make do with 2 or 3 layers and still have more gunpowder than I'll ever need. The green carpet you see is laid out the way it is to prevent spiders from spawning on the platform and anything at all from spawning around the edges of the farm. The 3 trapdoors in the center will be where the cats will be sitting later on. Down below, we've surrounded the magma layer in tinted glass. I can't say enough about how much I love that they added tinted glass. The ability to see into your farms without allowing the light in is such an amazing thing. Up above, we've moved Miss Prissy Pants into her new home where she will be scaring the bejesus out of creepers for many, many years to come. Meow, 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 meow. That's right, Miss Prissy Pants. Many, many years. You should have read the fine print on your contract. And now that the first spawning platform is done, it's time to move on to layer number 2. Layer 2 is now complete, and here we see Princess Puss Puss just waiting to use that precious little scrunched up face as a creeper-crushing weapon of mass destruction. Now that the second platform is complete, let's go back to layer 1 and finish that up. It's important to note that once you have the second layer built, you will have to go back and place trapdoors on the ceiling of layer 1. This will prevent zombies and skeletons from spawning because they will now be too tall to fit in here. With the carpets preventing spiders and the trapdoors preventing skeletons and zombies, only creepers can spawn in here. Well, creepers and bats. Creepers are the prize we are after, but you will be shocked at just how many bats will be flying around in here as well. If only there was some use in having a bat farm. Now this is where the magic happens. The creepers will see the cats and do everything they can to get away from them. Then they see that nice carpeted area over there and think that's safe. The trapdoors, even though they are open, appear to be full blocks to their gunpowder-powered brains, and they run off the platform and land on the magma blocks below. Then we get that wonderful, wonderful gunpowder. And here you can see we've placed all the trapdoors on the ceiling of platform number 2 as well. Don't you worry, Princess. There will be plenty of creepers to play with soon enough. And on level 3, catting the platform, we find the mighty Garfield. I'm leaving you in charge, buddy. Do us proud. As you can see, the level and farm are now complete. All I have to do is turn the lights off and remove the safety torches, and this little farm is ready to run. If you want detailed instructions on how to build this style of farm, I'll find a link to a video and place it in the description below. One final note on mob farms in general. If you're going to bury one in the ground like I did, you have to remember to light all the caves around the farm as well. I don't show it in the videos very much, but there has been a lot of cave lighting around the base. It takes time, but if you're like me, you don't mind doing all that caving. They don't call me Torchman for nothing. I mean, they don't call me that. They don't call that other guy Torchman. I'm Gragore. I'm Gragore. Torchman's the other guy. That's not me. Me. I'm Gragore. I'm just plain old Gragore. Yep. Gragore. In between building farms, I've been picking away at creating an easy-to-use Nether Path that connects the base to the fortress farm, spawn, and the stronghold. The safest place in the Nether for these paths is up near the ceiling above Y100, but the thing about paths at that height is there's very few open areas along the way. Nothing to look at, no view. It's safe, but it's very boring. We decided to center our pathing around Y level 82, where the spawn portal was at when we first connected it. Now the style I like best is the ice way, but I can't stand using boats. Boats are just a pain to control, so I prefer a too-tall path where you run-jump your way along them. You get the basic speed of the boat with a whole lot more control. I'm placing buttons on the ice to prevent any mobs from spawning on the path. I mean, who wants to get attacked every time they travel through the Nether? Not this guy. That's who. Part of this design is to give yourself a bit more running room, and if you're one of those weirdos who prefers boats on ice, and I see you out there, this will also make it work better for boats. You start with some slabs so there's no drag on the bottom of the boat, and then place some glass panes above the slabs to give you that extra space you need to run along without constantly bumping your shoulders into the walls, which slows you down. And here you can see the first section of the completed track between my base and the spawn platform. I've always been a fan of diorite, and I think it goes well with the white panes to give everything a frosted look for the ice path. Now I know you could always just build a big tunnel so you could fly down the path, but sometimes you're caught without an elytra and you still need to get somewhere fast. Beyond that, there's just something about the look of the general design that I've always liked, not least of which is very few people do it this way. One bad thing about using the run-jump method is, boy, you burn through your saturation fast. There were many vicious and hard-fought battles with the Wither. I mean, at one point, I was scared for my life. And between the fortress farm and all those scary, scary wither fights, it's time to open up a new shop at spawn. If there's one thing the GGG brand is known for, it's the shops. And there it is, in all its glory. It took me a while to design this one. I think I was in creative for hours and hours until I got this one just right. But in the end, I think it was all worth the effort. Seriously though, it's just a temporary shop until we sort out what we're doing in the shopping district. Until then, the mighty Gur Stump will have to do. And speaking of shops, GGG Enterprises also opened up a fish and chip stall and even hired a new employee. I'm not sure he'll last too long, though. He seems to get nothing but negative reviews from the customers. Ah, well. Oh, and since I did mention the Fortress Farm earlier, I decided it was time to convert it over to a Wither Rose-style farm. I've gathered several shulkers worth of blaze rods, frankly more than I could ever possibly sell in a shop, and so it's time to just change the farm so only wellies can spawn here. Between not needing any more blaze rods and the farm being so close to the Basalt Delta, it's just time to bite the bullet and prioritize beacon production. Without me having to worry about blaze rods anymore, I can set the AFK spot way out in the Soul Sand Valley and just get tons and tons of wellies. I hadn't realized there being so many of them at once would allow them to end up on top of those walls. Might have to rethink that before they end up killing that piglin. And here I am, back in the end, tracking down more shulkers and elytras. Viewers of the last episode may remember that we recently added in the Blaze and Caves achievement data pack, and one of those seemed interesting enough to try. Normally when I'm out doing an end raid, I fly out in a straight line 10 to 15,000 blocks, fly up or down 350, and then back 10 or 15,000 blocks. Each raid itself usually ended up with me covering 30 to 40,000 blocks in the end. This achievement we're going for today is to fly out 100,000 blocks in the end, and so I figured I would make one last end raid to end all end raids and cover that 100,000 blocks in one trip. And, of course, collect all the elytras I can along the way. And there it is, my friends. 100,000 blocks. Sadly, though, I think we'll have to cut the episode there. But next time, I'll finally get around to making that kelp farm. Been doing it manually up until now, and probably get that sugarcane farm done as well, because, no point in having gunpowder if you don't have paper too, right? For now, while I take the shortcut home... I mean, you really didn't think I'd fly back 100,000 blocks, did you? Always remember that no matter what you're doing, try and have some fun. Until next time, see ya.